Now, let's move on with another problem. So let's have these three states, A, B, C. So 3 rows, 3 columns for our step 1. And again, the lower parts will be used for our solution. Okay, step 2. Let's check if B and A, okay, is one of them is non-final and the other is final. For A is non-final, B is final, so we need to, okay, mark it. And for AC, non-final, final, so mark it. And for BC, since this is final, final, we're not going to mark it. Okay. And step 3, after marking the non-final and final cell, we're going to proceed with step 3. We're going to check if there will be any further cells that will be marked. But unfortunately, BC again is final, final, so we're not going to mark it. So now let's proceed with step 4. Okay, so anything related? So we're in step 4 rather, we're going to group it. Okay, so BC for this cell, and since A, all cells related to it is marked, so it will be an independent group. So we have 2 groups. One that includes BC and another that includes A. Okay, so step 5, draw. So A is still the the initial state. So if we have B, it will just loop within itself. And if it's A, it will go to BC. Whatever the value in BC, it will just loop within itself. Okay. So another example, let's have 5 states, A, B, C, D, E. And the alphabets are A, B. Okay, so 5 rows, 5 columns. The lower part will be used for our solution. So that will be step 1. Step 2. Okay, so we're going to determine which pair will be marked based on one is final and one is non-final state. So which are which cells that have that um, that have that I call this that pair, that scenario. Okay, so BA non-final both, CA non-final, BC non-final both, AD non-final, BD non-final, CD non-final, but for AE non-final and final, so let's mark it. BAB BE rather, so non-final and final, so mark it. CE, this one and this, so non-final and final, so mark it. And DE, non-final and final, so let's mark it. So now let's proceed with step 3. We're going to check if the other cells could be marked after determining the non-final and final cells. Okay, so let's start with BA. So B at A will go to C. A at A, it will go to B. BC is not marked, so let's proceed with B at B. B at B will go to E. A at E, A at B rather, will go to D. ED is marked on our table, so therefore BA will also be marked. Okay, so let's proceed with CA. Okay, so C at A will go to B. A at A will go to B. C at B will go to E. And A at B still go to D. And ED is marked, therefore CA will also be marked. Now let's proceed with BC. So C at A will go to B, B at A will go to C, BC is not marked. Okay, so let's proceed with B. C at B will go to E, and B at B will go to E. EE is not marked, so therefore we're not going to do anything with BC. So let's proceed with DA. So D at A will go to C, okay, and A at A will go to B. BC is not marked based on our table. So let's proceed with at B. So D at B will go to B, go to E, and A at B rather will go to D. So ED is marked, therefore DA will also be marked. Okay, so now let's proceed with BD. Okay, so D at A still go to C, B at A will go to C, so CC is unmarked. So let's proceed with at B, D at B will go to E, B at E will go to E, and EE is still not marked. So let's proceed with D at A. Okay, for this DC rather pair. So D at A will go to C, C at A will go to B, BC is not marked. So let's proceed with at B. D at B still go to E, C at B will go to E, and E is still not marked. Okay. So since we have new marking, so we're going to check BC. Okay, if we could mark it since the marking of DA is after BC. So let's check BC if we could mark it. So BC is still not marked, E is still not marked. So therefore, we're not going to mark any, or not going to mark BC. Okay, so now let's proceed with step 4. So step 4, okay, we're going to have a separate group uh, for all states, okay, wherein all related box or related cells on that state is marked, so it will be group, it will be an independent group. So we have A and E. But for B, C, D, okay, so it will be merged. So this is BC, BD, and CD. Okay, so we have 5 group initially. But what can I say about BC, BD, and CD? In NFA, we cannot have 2 path, okay, going to B, going to the first group, second group, and third group. Or if we're going to go to C, we cannot go to second group and fourth group. And if we're going to D, we cannot have 2 paths going to D. Okay, we're gonna go to the third group or fourth group. Okay, we could only have 1 path for DFA, don't forget that. And also by checking the diagram, okay, so we just have a loop for A, and if it's B, we'll go to E. So B and C, somehow they have same behavior. And for BD, same as, okay, so it will go to C if both A, and if it's B, it will go to E. While for CD, okay, so it will go to B, it will go to A, but if it's E, it will go to E. Okay, and as a rule, if the cell are adjacent, you could group it as 1. So B, C, B, D, and C, D are adjacent. Therefore, we could group it as 1. So we have A, B, C, D, and E. From here, we could now draw the minimized DFA. So initial state, which is A, and then the group BCD. Okay, so any value will go to BCD from A, and in BCD, if it's A, will just loop within itself, and if it's B, will go to E. Any value in E will just loop within itself. So this is the simplified version. Okay.